most people say they have like 200 hours or 300 hours into it. How many are you at the last boss?
I think I'm like 165.
God damn, dude. That's Persona levels. Holy shit. Is
But
Elden
that's
Ring
with-
the
that's-
Persona of Dark Souls?
Well, I mean, that's Elden Ring itself is a big ass game, but like that probably took me about 100 hours, maybe 120, like between 100 and 120. And then on top of that, like Shadow of the Erdtree is way bigger than I expected. Like the content there is absolutely amazing for a DLC. Like it basically feels like a Souls game, like one of the early Souls games that wasn't open world length.
Yeah.
So it's good. I like getting fucked by Elden Ring.
What a do, superstars. My name is Aaron. Alex Trebek ate my ass at Denny's.
And I'm Jerry, and I wasn't prepared for that.
And you're listening to SuperPod Saga. Yes, indeed, it is SuperPod Saga, the one and only, the podcast where Jerry and I discuss a different video game topic each week with different guests. And before we get to that, Jerry, where can people find more of us if they need to?
Aaron, you already know it. You already know the drill is to go straight to hell.
double hockey sticks. Yep.
Straight to HE double hockey sticks. But we love
HE double mozzarella sticks.
HE double dinosaur chicken nuggets or something. I don't know.
You can find that ass on the Denny's menu.
Now they can go to the SuperPod network, where all kinds of fantabulous friends are. I was gonna say lurking. I don't know if they're lurking. Like nobody's just lurking around the SuperPod network, just waiting like a bunch of hungry rabid animals. But we kind of are in a way. We would love for you to check out all the amazing shows on that website. So head over there and check things out and get all this stuff on your favorite podcast platforms.
Yes, please. And every show's socials are on there. Find Time, Remember 64, all of our shit.
I do
Retro
remember
Rehab.
64.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, all the socials, the blog too, it's all on there. Ko-fi, whatever. Hamburger Help Me, I don't know.
Coffee.
Coffee? Or is it Coffee?
I don't know. Whatever the fuck Trump tweeted out that time at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like
3 a.m. 3 a.m. challenge.
Coffee or whatever the fuck it was.
Donald Trump. He just appears in my bathroom and he's just like,
oh no,
look at my tiny sweaty hands. Put up on the wall. Anyway, yes, this podcast. Holy shit, we have a guest. We have Willie from Rapidians Play Video Games. Hello, Willie.
Hello, my name is William Willemstein III. I am the Cooking Mama World Champion and a former Twin Galaxies referee.
Are you really?
I host. Yeah.
Hell
really?
Yeah, really.
Have you met Billy Mitchell?
Oh, no. I met Todd Rogers. Billy Mitchell has made custom hot sauce for me. I got some custom hot sauce bottles from him.
Nice.
But no, he didn't even make it to the grand opening of the Iowa Video Game Museum when we opened that.
He could have just cheated his way in there, I suppose.
Right.
Ooh, was that in Oskaloosa or what is it? What is the video game capital in Iowa? I should know this. I fucking live here. Ottumwa? I don't remember.
Ottumwa, yeah.
Ottumwa, there we go.
Yeah, the whole thing is ridiculous with him suing Twin Galaxies now. And yeah, I left after Walter Day sold it to somebody else, and now it's in a new owner's hands. And I feel bad for all the volunteers trying to keep track of that. But now I guess
they gave him his title back or something. Like they reevaluated it.
Yeah, they gave him a score back and gave it a historical designation. But I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense that he can sue to force them to include the faked score.
Well, I mean, let's be real. You can't
Yeah.
have that hair and not be that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't even whenever I look at Billy Mitchell, I always think he looks
Billy
like
Mitchell.
Remember that Adam Sandler movie Pixels where I had Peter Dinklage basically parodying him in that movie? I always think of Peter Dinklage representing him before.
Like Peter.
Yeah.
He is like the villain from a early Adam Sandler movie.
Fucking
Yes.
Shooter McGavin.
Yep.
You eat shit for breakfast?
Hey,
No.
Aaron, we even though we got our guest here with the word video games in their title, we're not really talking about video games today, in a sense, are we?
I mean, kind of. We're talking
Kind
about.
of,
Sure
yes.
we are.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to talk about video games
yeah.
to some capacity. But funny enough that you worked at a place of arcade fame, the place that you would find pinball machines is at an arcade.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, because we're talking about pinball video games. All of our favorites, or the best, or whatever. But yeah, before we get to that, introduce yourself and your show. Talk about your co-hosts or co-hosts if you need to, and also feel free to talk about your favorites. What haven't we done yet, Jerry? Favorite
donut filling.
Ooh.
All right. Well, my podcast is Grand Rapidians Play Video Games. We're on a hiatus right now, but you can still find us everywhere. We just did a special to promote Space Oddities comic book Kickstarter that might be done by the time you're done with this, by the time this comes out. But you can still buy digital editions of the first 3 issues of Space Oddities comic book, created by my dungeon master and another friend.
Hell yeah.
Completely independent, 2-man created comic book. It's awesome.
That
Nice.
sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at it
Yeah,
on
that
your
sounds
Twitter,
awesome.
and it looks. I gotta find it again because I scrolled down to look at that that organic beer. I assume it's a beer, and that looked kind of. I saw raspberries or strawberries, and thought that looked good. But
With
yeah,
the Samuel Smith. Yeah.
hell yeah.
But donuts.
Yeah, I was gonna get to
Donut
that.
filling
Yeah.
specifically. Get to the donuts.
One of my 2 favorite donuts is custard-filled Long Johns.
Yes.
The cream ones can get the fuck right out of here. Those suck. But custard-filled Long Johns are great.
Fuck yeah.
Custard is good.
And raspberry-filled glazed donut is probably
good
my
one,
3rd
too. Yeah.
favorite.
That's a
Yep.
good one.
Yep.
Yep. I'm a sucker for just like a regular glazed donut, man. Something about them.
I
There's
love.
no filling in that.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, if I'm going with filling though, I got to go with the powdered donut with the raspberry inside.
Yeah,
or
dude,
the strawberry inside.
I'm a big jelly-filled sucker, man. So good. Stuff me with jelly when I die, please, and consume me.
No
I don't-
formaldehyde for you.
Yeah, put that in my donuts. Other way around it. Shit. Yeah. Anyway, so pinball video games, right? Yeah, we're talking about pinball video games.
So I bought a list of about my top 11, and I've ordered them throughout the years by generation. I do really love some pinball games.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I've got maybe 1 or 2 kind of obvious ones, and like I've got 2 more, hopefully like hidden gems. Hopefully ones I'll throw you guys for a loop. But Willie, you're our guest, so fucking swing it, man. You can go first.
All right. The first one that I really played was at a Windows PC at my cousin's house.
Okay.
Space Cadet Pinball.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know, that
that's
was
like
great.
it's the pack-in.
It's not all that great, but back in 1988, it was awesome. It was
Hell
like
yeah.
as close to pinball as you could get.
It was out since 1988.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
It's probably close to that.
I remember
1995.
getting Windows. Yeah, like
Okay.
Windows 98 or whatever. When we got that, I remember just being like, "There's fucking pinball on this thing," because I was used to like DOS computers.
Right.
Dude, my dad used to manage this truck stop outside of this. So there's a town called Spencer here in Iowa. My dad used to manage a truck stop there, and on his little office computer, my brother and I would play Doom, Space Cadet Pinball, Ski Free, and there's one other one that I can't remember, but we used to play Minesweeper is what the other one was. We used to play the hell out of those
I
on his
never understood
computer.
how to fucking play Minesweeper.
You just guess, really. It's just like this one. I'm dead. Restart. It's my favorite roguelike, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a roguelike. I'm just kidding.
But the
Or
first
is it?
pinball game that I really owned and loved, I mean, there was an Atari pinball game that I had for 2800. That wasn't very good. I didn't really like it. I never had an NES, so the NES pinball I never got good at. Didn't like that one either. But I had a Game Boy and Kirby's Pinball Land for Game Boy.
Hell yeah.
That was good. That was
It
a
was
fun
really
game.
good. It added video game elements to the pinball. It did stuff that you couldn't do in real pinball. And that's where the video game pinball really shines.
Yep.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised they haven't tried to make another one of these, especially on, say, like Game Boy Advance or like a newer Game Boy Color version or something. But
They have, but they switch the branding every time. For Game Boy Advance, it was Super Mario Pinball Land, which was very similar to Kirby's Pinball, with enemies that come out that you have to hit. It was more detailed. And then for Nintendo DS, there was Metroid Prime Pinball.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Was that good?
That was good.
Oh,
That's one on my
yeah.
list. Yeah, it had the two screens were used as one pinball, and it also had 3 different worlds that you could go to, much like Kirby and Super Mario Pinball.
My first one, which I actually misspelled in my list over here, I put down Devil's Crush, man,
Oh,
which kind of is.
I had that on my list too.
If we'll include like the whole. We'll include all 3, so we'll go Devil's Crush, Alien's Crush, and then Jaki's Crush or Yaki's Crush.
Jaki Crush.
Jaki Burkhart's Crush. All 3 of them, because those are really, really fun, man. I like Devil's Crush feels better to play. It's a lot smoother, and it isn't like as choppy as Alien's Crush can be, but Alien's Crush just has that cool like bio-organic, like xenomorph kind of feel and look
Yeah,
to it.
it totally looks like it was made by like H.R. Geiger.
Yep.
The different bosses in Alien Crush feel more varied.
Yeah.
And a little bit easier to get to. So out of those 2, I think I prefer Alien Crush. I've never played the third one, Jackie's Crush.
Yeah, it was only
Well, Jaki Crush is the same as what was the other one? It's Alien Crush, and then what was the other one?
Devil's Crush.
Devil's Crush.
I think isn't Jaki Crush or Yaki, whatever, however it's pronounced, isn't that the same thing as Devil's Crush?
No, it's like Japanese mythology kind of thing. It was only in Japan on the Super Famicom.
Oh yeah.
It's it kind of looks like kind of the same
it's
as
similar
Devil's
to
Crush, but yeah.
And Alien Crush. I mean, they all kind of have a similar aesthetic, but yeah, they're awesome games. So much fun to play. Even if you don't like pinball, like they're a pretty cool take on pinball.
Yeah, because they have kind of almost like not necessarily like shmup mechanics, but they've got enemies that you can blast with the flippers every so often, and they've got fun little bonus areas where it'll be like 3 dragons popping up at the top of the screen. You have to time your flippers just right and all that stuff. Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
So I'm gonna throw you guys through a loop here.
Yes.
Okay. Set it
Do
up.
it.
So envision a loop.
Okay.
And now you're gonna go through it.
Okay.
So this game is the only way I could describe this is it's a Metroidvania pinball game.
What?
Yes. Have you ever heard?
Oh,
of
I know where this is
it
going.
the male snail?
Yoku's Island Express.
This was on my list, dude. This one is
game
so
is
good.
so fucking good.
Yep.
Like it's a good Metroidvania, but it's like it's just such a joy to play that game.
It looks really fucking good the entire way through.
You get into like an area and you're like not really seeing the pinball aspect, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there it is, and it like kind of turns into the area will be like kind of as you kind of start to zoom out a bit and you start to see like, oh yeah, this is like a pinball arena kind of thing. Pinball arena, I guess, is like the like it's strange,
sounds right,
but in all the best kind of ways. Again, like this is why indies are the best, man.
Yeah,
They
it's like they
don't give a
saw
shit.
It's like they saw Sonic Spinball and said, "What if we make this like a good game?" Sorry for the Sonic
That's a
Spinball
AAA
hate,
classic. That's a
That's
AAA
okay.
classic.
Take that, Sega, up yours.
But yeah, Yoku's Island Express. If anybody has never heard of this or checked it out before, highly recommend this game. It's so much fun to play, and I'm pretty sure it's on like everything.
And it's on sale a lot of the time. Like, I got it on Switch for $3.50 fucking cents. So I'm sure on Steam you can get it for like free.
I mean, it's only $22 Canadian full price on Steam.
I've played through it on
Worth every
Switch and on Xbox. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's such a good game.
I just wish they would add more to the game though, because like the base game was like the main game was super fucking short. I think it was only like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours.
It wasn't long though, but honestly, like I don't know how much more I need of it. Like it didn't feel like it overstayed at all because it was fairly short. But when I was done with it, I was like, cool. I'm glad that this was what it was, and like it didn't really have any low points. It was just all like all high points.
I think I'm about ready for a sequel.
Yeah, I would like to see a sequel to see what they would come up with there.
Put an inverted castle in that bitch.
Inverted pinball table.
That could kind of be cool. How the fuck would the flippers work? Because they would, I don't know.
They had one of those inside I think it was the Twilight Zone, the physical machine, where it would go underneath and it was tilted the other way. So the flippers would be at the top and they would hit it back towards you on like the sub basement in the physical pinball machine. That was really
awesome.
Cool. Oh man, could you imagine if there was like a racing element?
Race pinballs?
Yeah. Like you're in almost like a first person view in like the pinball area.
Camera's just
like... You can't see shit, but you're gonna have fun.
Fuck, man.
What about PS1 pinball games? You guys play any of those? I have one favorite.
No. I mean, I have one that's weird as hell. So I'd love to hear like some normal ones.
I tried Kiss Pinball, and that one was not good. That one was too jumpy. It actually controlled a lot like Alien Crush. But there was one called Pro Pinball, Big Race USA.
Big Race USA?
Yeah, you were like a taxi cab driver, and you had to complete all the objectives were like a race across the map of the US. And it was like a really good recreation of a physical pinball table. Everything was static. It had nudges. It was really realistic. And there was a 10-ball multi-ball if you made it far enough.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm looking at screenshots of it. It does look really fucking good, actually. That cover art is sure is something else. It's got like this cartoony taxi on it, but yeah, it looks really, really good.
Those are my favorite kinds of taxis.
I've never heard of that before. Crazy ones?
Cartoony.
Oh.
Like in Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Pull the lever.
Aaron?
Oh, yes.
What was your next pick? My guy.
Holy shit. Have either of you ever played Revenge of the Gator?
I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of it.
So was that NES?
Game Boy.
Oh, Game Boy. Okay.
Very close though. But yeah, Revenge of the Gator, it was surprisingly re-released on the 3DS Virtual Console back when that was still up. Rest in peace. I miss you so much. It's there's not a whole lot special to it. It's just like crocodile-y themed. And there's maybe like 4 extra screens or 4 extra tables to it. So there's not as much to it as say like Devil's Crush or the Big Rigs Racing one on PS1.
There's a Big Rigs Racing?
No, I was just goofing the name of the one Willie said.
I was like, why are we not talking about this right now?
Yeah, it's super charming, man. And for a Game Boy pinball game, it's actually pretty smooth. Like it's not like as choppy as you would think for a Game Boy game. Those little crocodiles are so fucking cute, dude. It's really cool.
Isn't it wild how like back in the day there was like, you know, like the standard pinball machines for like franchises, like you had like Addams Family, Terminator, fucking Aerosmith for some reason, like actual physical pinball machines were like doing, but like sometimes it would just be like the weirdest shit ever. Like they weren't afraid to make pinball into anything. They'd be like, here's a fucking pizza parlor pinball. Like it's just like Pizza
Hut pinball. Fucking I'm trying to think of something really stupid. Coneheads.
There's the squirrel themed one called Going Nuts. They only made 10 prototypes and they're like, no, this isn't gonna sell.
Going nuts. I hope that the pinballs themselves are like acorns.
I was gonna fucking say that. Damn it. God, that would suck so much. They wouldn't even like barely roll. It'd be like boop. It'd just fall over.
I feel like they missed an opportunity to just have like a pinball for every like election year, and just like have it themed, like with the two like people versus each other, like as like these stupid looking heads inside of the pinball machine.
I want a pinball machine where like you can have up to 10 balls, but they're all different weird shapes. Like it's kind of like Everybody's Golf or whatever the fuck it's called, where like you have a cube, an egg, like a cylinder. Give me a fucking cone for fuck's sakes, a puck.
Party Golf is another good one like that, but that's not pinball.
That's true. Yeah, that's not pinball. So, Jerry, what is pinball?
Not this game because it's barely pinball, but it's kind of like pinball. Have either of you ever heard of Screaming Mad George's ParanoiaScape on PlayStation 1?
I think I have.
No.
Aaron, you definitely have because we talked about it on our weird PS1 games episode of Retro Rehab. But for those of you that have not heard that episode or don't
Willie,
know what
please
this game
look it up. Please Google it.
Oh my God.
There's mouths all over the floor. Sorry, go ahead.
That's just a weekend for me. I wake up on Saturday and there's mouths fucking everywhere. This game is like a first-person horror pinball game where like you are walking along it, and it's also kind of a rail shooter, kind of like you're walking along like a thing, and then you're also shooting this ball that comes back to you each time in a pinball fashion as you're trying to complete the level and kill all the enemies. It is weird, but it's actually kind of fun. And it kind of has that pinball feel to it, but it's not pinball. But I mean,
nice.
I don't have the depth of knowledge that I have in pinball in general, not deep. So this is a man trying his best.
That reminded, I forgot to put my favorite PS2 pinball game on my list, which was Flipnic.
Is it just a guy named Nick that you flip on?
No, it's like pinball, but instead of like a normal pinball table, like it will spread out to the left and out to the right and out up to the top. What? And the stages are big and crazy, and you can transfer to different parts of the stages. It looks really cool, and it is just pinball, just hitting a ball back and forth. But it's a cool take on expanding the stage into a virtual space.
I found a like the Japanese the Japanese cover art for that game, and it just says Flipnic is an enjoyable, simple action, amazing pinball game for you. And then there's like little toy dinosaurs and shit in the background. Hang on, I'm gonna put a link in the chat. Hold on.
That sounds so dumb.
Here we go.
But you were talking about an unusual combat first-person shooter. What about a war general simulation that's also a pinball game?
Fuck yeah.
Tell me more.
Have you ever heard of Odama on GameCube?
Oh yeah. I've never been able to play that though, because the only way you can play was with the fucking mic.
Yeah, you need the microphone, which clips onto the GameCube controller.
Yeah, dude.
As you're playing, you yell into the microphone like, march left, march right.
What the fuck?
Press forward. And like I would be sitting there hitting that ball back and forth and just saying, press forward, press forward, press forward, so many times that it got really hard. I did beat it back in the day. I tried to revisit it, and I didn't make it nearly as far. But yeah, I just had rudimentary voice controls for teeny tiny little people that if you hit them with your ball, it would crush your people and kill your troops.
Yes.
But you could
I've always
also
wanted to play this.
You could also
Always.
crush and kill the enemy troops. And each level is like a different stage. It's a pinball machine, like a Japanese countryside with streams and walls and crushable boulders. It's really good, really unusual. There's never been anything else like it.
Is there any way to play it without the mic? Could you, or do you have to be able to control the peeps?
I've only played it with the GameCube mic. I think I got 2 of them. You need one?
Man. Yeah, do you need one, Sherry?
I would love one. I would like. I've always wanted to play this game, but even it's one of those weird things where like you can't emulate it. Like there's no way to emulate this game because you have to have hardware. You have to have the hardware. So same thing with off topic, but Seaman on Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really any way to emulate that either, unless maybe you can use a mic. I don't know.
There've been a couple mods where I forget if it was only in RetroArch or not, where you could use like any mic and it would like
really
make it work like it was a Dreamcast mic. I don't remember. I remember looking this up like months ago, eons ago even. But
bajillion years.
Yeah, 2 bajillion years ago. I remember seeing Odama in GameStops all the time as a kid, and I would be like, this game looks stupid. I only want Tails games and other stupid shit. Well, Tails games aren't stupid, but
Some of them
I definitely passed up Odama as a kid, and I'm kicking myself for not picking it up because it sounds really, really fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
When I saw it came with the microphone for the same price as a game, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Get an accessory and the game.
That is, oh yeah, didn't that one Mario Party also come with the mic as well too? Like Mario Party fucking 6?
Yes, I remember a long time ago watching the guys on Giant Bomb play that game, and it was so much fun to watch them just like yelling into this microphone. I remember vividly Jeff Gertzman just going bigger, 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 and like this huge like balloon is just getting bigger. It's good.
Press forward.
Press forward. Holy shit! I wonder how much a copy of Odama is right now.
Oh boy, here
Googling
we go.
it.
Buckle up.
Buckle your seatbelts, gentlemen.
It is a GameCube game. That doesn't bode well.
Ooh, that's at Walmart. That doesn't count. It's only actually about like $30. That's not bad.
Without microphone?
That's true, yeah, without the microphone. Yeah, it's about like, $30, $20. Or $20-$30.
What about with the microphone? That's what you
I found it with the microphone on price charting, and it is about $36.
That's not terrible. Ooh,
No.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Sealed game and microphone on eBay, $60. Free shipping.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
free
all
shipping too.
Wow.
Aaron, now's your chance. You can relive all the childhood trauma over again. You can finally have this in your grasp.
It's gonna be screaming into the microphone. Fuck you, past Aaron.
Yeah, crying
Fuck you,
into the
Dale.
microphone.
Fuck you.
It's like, to press forward, say press forward. Aaron's like, I fucking hate my childhood life.
I sold all of my games that are now expensive, and I had a fucking copy of Skies of Arcadia Legends on GameCube. Got about halfway through and sold it because I was a dumb fucking kid, and now I will never own it again. Unless I win the lottery, though. So please, Big Lotto.
I had
Give me
Mega
a
Man
mill.
X 1, 2, and 3 on Super Nintendo. So fuck me.
Who turn it is?
Who turn it is? I believe that would be you.
Okay. Have either of you dudes played Pinball Quest on NES?
No,
No.
have not.
It's a pinball RPG, pretty much. It's
That's all right. You have my attention.
It's kind of like Pong Quest.
There's a Pong Quest?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh
like
my God.
as you kill enemies and you collect money. I haven't played it for a while, but basically you can upgrade your flippers. You can upgrade all sorts of shit on like the field, and there's different levels too. Like there's I think the first one is just like a gate leading to wherever, and then there's like a harpy or fuck, I don't remember what's all in it, but it's really cool. Like for an NES game,
Yeah.
for an NES pinball game, I should say, it plays really well. It's not choppy. I'm probably gonna say this like throughout the entire fucking episode. Oh, it's not choppy. It plays well, but yeah, it's actually pretty cool and pretty fun. Yeah, Pinball Quest. What you looking up, Jerry?
I was trying to look up the name of this pin. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Because again, my knowledge of pinball, very little, like very, very little. It's I feel like it was on Sega Genesis, but it's not Sonic Spinball.
Sonic Spinball. Damn it.
You know what it
Let's
is? Sonic
see.
Spinball.
Sega Genesis pinball games. Here we go.
Buckle
Every
up.
Sega Genesis pinball game ranked.
Sonic Spinball.
Oh, it's a
Sonic Spinball,
video?
Sonic-
Fuck you, dude. Oh, there was that port of Devil's Crush, but they called it Dragon's Revenge. Was that it?
What? I don't. Let me look this up.
Dragon's Revenge.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I mean, Willie, you could indulge us with some more pinball knowledge.
I have one more old school pinball game that I really enjoyed. It was another Game Boy Advance joint. It's called Pinball of the Dead.
That sounds
Tell me more.
cool as hell.
It was based on House of the Dead, and you smack your pinball into
what?
zombies. It was standard pinball tables with pop-up zombies and
This sounds awesome.
cheesy voice cutscenes, just like the game. Suffer like G did. Bosses you had to fight when you made it to the end of each stage.
Holy shit.
It was a really good Game Boy Advance pinball game.
This looks really, really cool. I'm looking again, typical Aaron Googling shit during SuperPod, but yeah, the tables look really cool. Like the little zombie heads look really fucking awesome for a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, the graphics were awesome. It was nice and gory.
Oh, Jerry, was that one pinball game you're thinking about? Was it Crew Ball? Was it Crew Ball?
Oh
no,
maybe
not the Crew Ball.
Maybe
That's
that
as
was
bad
it.
as Kiss Pinball.
Kiss Pinball's bad.
There's a dinosaur one apparently. Did it have dinosaurs? The one you're thinking about?
No, it didn't have dinosaurs. This will
Damn.
remain a mystery until the minute you hit stop recording, and I'll be like, "Oh, I remember."
Ooh, okay. Let's see. I've got some names. Is it Dino Land?
No, there was no dinosaurs.
Even if you said it, he wouldn't know it.
What else do you have?
The last one I had on my list, because we've been going through them like much quicker than I expected, was I very briefly mentioned it earlier, but Devil's.
We could describe each one. Like, yeah, the ball you pull the plunger back and launch the ball.
It's
Hit it
called
with
a
the flippers.
plunger?
Yeah, it's a plunger.
Oh man, I've been thinking plunges are something different all this time.
I mean, there's the Raving Rabbids plungers, and then there's the pinball plungers.
Ooh.
I like how you used Raving Rabbits as a reference for me to know what a regular plunger is.
Because they use plungers all the time in
you
Raving
shoot 'em.
Rabbids. Yeah. You just stick them on the wall so Rayman can escape and shit. Because he climbs up them. Yeah, Demon's Tilt, though. That's the last one I had. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to Devil's Crush. Man, it's wild. This is the one that has all sorts of kind of shmup elements because there's bullets and other projectiles flying at the ball while you're just shooting all over the goddamn place, racking up gigantic combos. There's just 8 million bonus levels to the game. There's this like gnarly like cyber witch face in the middle, and you just continually like blast it apart until it becomes super demonic, and it's awesome, man. It's a Christian's worst nightmare. It's great.
It is great. And also on Switch, it has tape mode. So I bought a special
Oh,
TV mount
yeah.
for my TV so I can pull a cable and rotate my TV 90 degrees
Fuck
and have
yeah.
it vertical. And this will rotate and I can have the vertical pinball screen. You know, I don't have the bars on the side. It's just full screen pinball.
Hell
Tape mode
yeah.
is awesome if you can rotate your TV.
Good old Tate mode.
There's also
Tate.
there's apparently also a newer one by the same devs, I think, called Xenotilt, Hostile Pinball Action. And I
Sounds good.
really, really want that. Ooh, it looks awesome, actually. Holy
You know what
shit!
You know what I do actually remember being kind of a fun game was
Huh.
the Mario pinball game.
Which one was
Mario
that?
Pinball Land.
Game Boy Advance.
Oh, yeah.
It's for
Yeah.
GBA, yeah. I remember
Yeah,
the
there's
graphics looking really good on that, like for a GBA game.
It did, and there were like certain secret stages in that. Like there was the blue mushroom that made you smaller, and you had to get one
Yes.
of those to like get in a tiny hole door.
Yeah, it was really neat. Like that's my jam. That's like stuff like that, you know, like Yoku's or Mario Pinball Land or like stuff like those the Crush games where it's not just straight up pinball.
Like
There's
it's more
like,
arcadey, or no, I guess not arcadey.
Well, I
never
mean,
mind.
Pinballs are
Yeah,
they're usually found in an arcade area.
Yeah. That's their
The
natural
Mario
habitat.
ones and the Kirby ones are a little bit slower versus like the Devil's Tilt or Demon's Crush,
Yeah,
which are faster.
The other thing too to consider,
Whoa.
it must be difficult to develop a pinball game because like even back then you had to have a certain degree of like coding physics, right? Like
Right.
in a way that's different from coding just like when Mario jumps, he goes in the air. Like this was more like velocity and shit like that. Like I gotta imagine that it must have been difficult to kind of code that stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe like I don't know, maybe like when you play the ones that are a little slow, like wasn't I remember Sonic Spinball being ironically very slow and chunky feeling. It's like you'd expect it to be super fast and it's like a fucking PowerPoint presentation.
When I say slower for like Mario Pinball Land or Kirby's Pinball, the balls can still move fast.
Mhm.
But like in Devil's Crush, the ball can move impossibly fast to follow and react to at times.
Yeah, I hear you. Aaron, you gotta check out Mario Pinball Land, dude.
I'm gonna download a ROM right now. I mean, I'm gonna borrow it from a friend right now.
Yeah.
I actually did manage to scrape together another game, but let's let Willie throw another couple at us.
Okay, well, let's go to the new and current pinball games. Right now, I mean, what's out there on the Switch? There's lots of cheap, shitty pinball games that you can get for like $1 or $2 each. It's not worth it. Don't do it. There's if you like the old physical machines, there's Zaccaria Pinball, which is like accurate representations of, I don't know, like 50, 40, 30, 40, 50 old pinball machines.
Ooh, that's cool, actually.
So that's a cool collection of stuff that most people have never heard of any of these pinball tables, you know, from a time when they may have been illegal in the United States.
Am I crazy? Was there a Virtual Boy pinball game?
I'm pretty sure there was, actually.
I don't know.
Virtual Boy Pinball, Galactic Pinball.
Yes, yes, this was cool. And I think I mentioned this before. Like, there's ways now to like if you have a 3DS that you can apply like soft mods to, you could actually get the Virtual Boy emulator on a 3DS, and it acts in 3D, like the stereoscopic 3D on like
That's
you can turn
cool.
up the stuff. But the way that I played a few Virtual Boy games emulated, like kind of semi recently, like in the last 4 or 5 years, was on my Quest with the emulator on the Quest.
Oh my god!
It does the 3D, and I played through from start to finish the Wario Land one on there, and I remember throwing on this pinball one, and I was like, you know what? When you emulate these games in 2D, they're fine, but when you actually get to see what they were going for with the Virtual Boy, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
And now I've got cataracts.
You ever see somebody try to like? Have either of you ever tried to place your face into a virtual boy?
Never.
That's that whole sentence. I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
It looks
Have you ever
terrible.
placed your face into a virtual boy?
It's not the worst place I've placed my face.
Hell yeah. Hey.
Come here, boy. Let me place my face on you.
Let me hear virtual
Virtually,
boy.
of course.
Yeah, virtual.
Yeah, just virtually.
Holy shit. Should we? I know it feels like we just started this, but should we take an ad break?
Perhaps the rapper.
Perchance. Perchance we shan't take an ad break.
Take haste.
Okay, post haste. We'll be right back. Let's take a minute to thank the real sponsors of SuperPod Saga, the real MVPs, the real stars of the show, the official superstars, I guess, the patrons. Each and every one of you is a superhero, and I really mean that. It means just the world to me. But yeah, thank you a lot. It's so cool, so awesome. Let's thank all of them. Let's go. A Novel Console, Jared Schrader, Jameson Empire, Adam Phineas, Trey, Adam Forrester, Jeff Miners, Jenny E, Kevin Demo, Thrack, Mr. Kwong, Matt aka Stormageddon. Every single one of you are just the best. I'm giving you a big huge salute right now. You can't see it because I'm a dingus, but yeah, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the bonus content. If anybody out there listening to this wants to subscribe to the Patreon and get some cool bonus content, help out the show, help me, help Jerry, whoever, there's a link in the episode description, or just go to patreon.com/superpodsaga. It's all there. There's 2 tiers, $4 a month. All of you guys, thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. If you're a fan of coffee and you're looking for something different, I think we've got just the thing for you. That's Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee is not your usual coffee company. Of course, it's all sugar-free, gluten-free, all that stuff, because it's just coffee, nothing added to it. But they roast each batch of coffee beans to your order, and they've got just a bazillion different flavors to choose from. They've got your usual French vanilla, salted caramel, they've got Irish cream, of course they've got decaf, single origin coffees like Kenya, Guatemala, stuff like that, even what they call high voltage, which is extra strength, extra caffeine. But they have all sorts of other awesome kind of out of the box flavors. They've got ones like cotton candy, maple bacon, and even mint chocolate chip ice cream. And they're always coming up with new crossover flavors, like they've done a bunch for Nightmare Before Christmas, Indiana Jones, even Spider-Man, of all things. And they're also coming up with new seasonal flavors all the time. If this sounds right up your alley, feel free to use the link in our episode description and use coupon code SuperPodSaga at checkout to get 20% off your order. That's SuperPodSaga at checkout to get 20% off your order. And if you're not just in the market for coffee, you can also get some sweet mugs. They've got lots of cool shirts. They've got all sorts of different brewing equipment like French presses, stuff like that. Just head on over to bonescoffee.com, or again, use the link in our episode description and get 20% off. Get yourself a new interesting flavor and spice up your morning routine with Bones Coffee. I really hope you enjoy. I'm a really big fan of it, and I hope you find one that really hooks you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. Yes. Holy shit. Hey Jerry, how do you what's your favorite kind of snacks. Like what do you like to snack on when you're feeling snacky? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a man of simple things. I like a handful of granola. I like a handful of cheese, and then I like a handful of pickles.
Ooh.
At the same time.
How many hands you got?
A couple.
Well, let me introduce to you the revolutionary new snack in the snack world. I guess, I don't know. It's flavor blasted amphibian crunchies, baby. It's it's like your favorite kinds of snacks, but in the shape of amphibians, possibly made from amphibians. So like turtles, salamanders, frogs. Anyway, yeah.
You can put them on your wedding cakes. You can put them on your cupcakes. You can put them on your muffins.
Axolotls.
Crepes.
Yeah, axolotls.
You can have your chicken and waffles with these, and it's delicious.
All you need to do is you go find yourself an amphibian, and you put it in the flavor blaster, which is basically just like one of those like one of those money tanks where like air is blowing money around, and you have to like try and catch all the money, except it's like much tinier, like the size of an amphibian, and you throw in like Lowry's and like cheese powder, and you hit the button, it's like poof, and then this frog is just covered in flavor and seasonings and shit.
For all of you DIY Pinterest enjoyers out there, this will be right up your alley.
Yummy newts.
Willie, what's your favorite flavor combination for when you're in the mood for feasting upon an amphibian?
I mean, I do like the tropical nudie, which has pineapple chili powder on the newts.
The newts. Oh my god. Send newts.
I really enjoy risking my life to attempt to wrestle a Komodo dragon into an air fryer.
Is that an amphibian?
No, that's a reptile.
I don't care.
They still taste
throwing
good,
it in there.
but
They do still taste good.
Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit by any part of their body, or you will die. And that has nothing to do with the sponsor. They take no responsibility for anybody that dies.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go after a Komodo dragon, that's on you. If you want to dial it back and you want to be like, I'm going to pretend to catch Godzilla, and then you just catch an iguana, so be it. I mean, that's the world is your.
That's not an amphibian.
I don't care. So
next you're gonna be eating snakes.
The thing you got to realize is, if you want to put a dog in there, you can put a dog in there. You can be like, that's my lizard.
Tiny dog. Tiny dog.
That's okay. True. No, that's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
So
tiny dogs, right?
At the core of this, essentially, we start off with amphibians. Then we realize that lizards are just amphibians. And then eventually we realize that birds are also just lizards. And then we go back prehistorically and we're like, well, birds are dinosaurs. So, Aaron, of course, you know SuperPod Saga always has the DLC. So, in the DLC, you're going to get exclusive SuperPod Saga dinosaur fucking confetti.
You know what? This we're changing the. It's not amphibians anymore. It's just whatever animal population is out of control. Like you
keep it amphibians. We don't want to confuse everybody.
Oh, it's true. Okay, yeah, amphibians are getting out of control. So yeah, this is what we're doing to control the population and solve world hunger. So like, yeah, if you've got a bunch of fucking tadpoles that are causing a ruckus in your backyard pond, you're like, hey, tadpoles, fucking cool it, bro. You catch them in a jar, and then you pour some like Cool Ranch seasoning and like some cinnamon in there, and you shake it up real fast.
No cinnamon.
Or sorry, put them in the
cardamom.
Yeah, cardamom. Yeah, cardamom. Fucking
put some cumin in there.
Some thyme. Put some thyme in there. And I apologize. You don't shake them. You have to put them in the flavor blaster. You put it on there. You twist the top, hit the button, and it like vacuum seals them, and then poof, blast the flavoring right up in their faces and shit. Totally humane,
Now,
by the way.
Here's the thing. You could really experiment with these. When we got our test kits here, I decided to go knock on my next door Cheryl's door and say, "Hey Cheryl, let me come show you this thing I got."
And you
then
flavor
I brought her
blasted
over,
Cheryl?
and I flavor blasted Cheryl.
The cops are still looking for
So
her.
Cheryl is now a creamy dill Cheryl.
She sounds absolutely tasty.
Fucking, oh my god, man. You know what?
And her husband, Gord, you got it, garlic Gord.
Gord is that his real name? Gord? There's no way it's a real name.
Gordon. I don't know.
Oh, what the fuck? Gord Freeman? Fucking take an actual gourd or a pumpkin. You can flavor blast that shit too, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Flavor blast whatever you want. Really, you could put an entire synthesizer in there with Cheryl, and there you go. You got synthesized Cheryl fucking creamy dill salsa.
I like how this went from like snack foods
To manslaughter? Yeah, it's pretty
to eating
cool.
animals. Yeah, to like to cannibalism. Thank you, Flavor Blasted Amphibian Crunchies for
You could flavor blast me anytime.
flavor blast these
Is
nuts.
it big enough to fit the entire Milwaukee police force in?
Ooh, I bet you could. That'd be like
Yeah.
a fucking saw trap. Like
There's no
they're
way.
like-
There's no way that all of those police are in good shape. There's no fucking way.
they're kicking down the door to try to track down some drug dealer, and it's like, "Hello, Milwaukee Police Force. I want to play a game, or would you like to play a game, or whatever?"
Is that
And
the
that's-
Saw guy?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the Saw guy.
So he just comes and knocking.
No, the police knock
they-
in the door, and then they're in the Saw trap, and then it plays the videotape from the Saw guy.
Ooh, I want to put Jigsaw and his stupid little tricycle in the flavor blaster.
Thank you for sponsoring this
Tournament-
episode.
Turn it into some blue cheese ranch.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. Fucking flavor blasted Saw, dude. You got me good. The last game I was able to find that kind of popped onto my list, Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. Pretty fucking cool, actually.
Are they good?
Yeah.
I've always been curious about them.
I hear mixed things. It's good, it's bad, it's partly luck. Your ball can get stuck behind flippers. At the Retro Hangover podcast, we just did a monthly challenge recently, like a high score challenge.
Yeah.
That was Pokemon Pinball. And yeah, people were complaining about glitches that would happen. And
Damn it.
and how it was mostly luck based on your run. It's much like at work. We have a actual pinball machine at work. It's called Foursquare. It's like a 1974 pinball machine,
Damn.
and it is mostly luck.
Well, fuck that. Fuck Pokemon then. Man,
I gotta say though, if you want quality pinball, look no further than Little Mermaid 2 Pinball Frenzy.
Ooh, what was that for?
Game Boy. It's not good.
why that of all properties? Like, why
The Little Mermaid.
there were probably so many more properties back in like that time that they could have made into a pinball game. When did this come out? 2000. You could have made a fucking Ninja Turtles pinball. You could have made fucking
So many things. You could have. There's so
Street
many
You
opportunities.
could have
Sharks.
made a Super
Street
Nintendo
Sharks.
pinball.
Yeah, Super Nintendo. Fuck. You could have made anything. But Little Mermaid 2, bro. Was there even a Little Mermaid 2 movie?
There
Yeah.
doesn't need to be.
Direct to video. I'm sure there was.
Direct to video. It's
Man.
always they'll get you every time with the direct to videos.
But you're saying the game is not good.
No, it is not. It's in fact it's bad, very bad.
Okay, cool. Kind of had me on the hook there for a minute, but I'll take
No
your
hidden
word
gem
for it.
here.
taking a look at that Dino Land one too on Genesis, and it looks kind of cool actually.
Yeah, man, get it.
Hell yeah.
Go buy it. No, I mean, like, go buy it. Go buy it right now.
Go buy a complete in box copy.
Take your wallet out.
Buy 3, buy
Throw-
1 for each of us.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
That's true.
What kind of a host are you if you can't even buy us a fucking copy of Little Mermaid's Pinball Fantasy Dream number 2?
Fantasy Dream number 2.
I don't fucking know. Who cares about Little Mermaid?
Willie, what else you
well,
got for us?
We're all going to get an email with the ROM later today.
Yeah, I'm too cheap to buy an actual copy, so let's get you a fucking ROM.
He probably would still be like, if you could Venmo me real quick for the copy of this ROM.
No, dude, I'm not even Venmo. Cash App. Fuck that shit. That's way too fancy for me.
Can you send me a letter?
You send me a check, and then I have no way to fucking cash that check.
Send me your credit cards in the mail with your pins.
Come over and hand me cash.
Yeah. So all my picks, I've done most of them. You guys have picked some of them. The only one on my list we haven't covered yet. It covers 3 generations. I started this game on PS3, and it's on PS5 and Xbox Series right now.
Ooh,
also,
okay.
It's called Pinball FX or Zen
Oh, yeah.
Pinball. It
That's
was
good shit.
originally Zen Pinball. Then there was Zen Pinball 2 and Zen Pinball 3. Then Pinball FX. And then they had to redo the engine. They went from like Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. So it's called Pinball FX again. But any tables that you had from before don't transfer over. So
You
it's
gotta
like,
buy tables, right?
yeah, you can get the game for free. And then you buy packs of tables, like 3 or 4 tables for $10. Or you can buy individual tables, or there's some bigger packs. They have original stuff. They used to do just, original Zen pinball tables, like on PS3, PS4. But then they like merged with Williams or Bally. I forget which. I think it was Williams. And so they started doing virtual recreations of physical tables instead of their own creations.
They
That's
look good too.
They all do, and they play really good. Like when I started playing on PS3, I still had a CRT TV, and they were great. But then when we got an HD TV, it had a little bit of lag, and I couldn't play it anymore. I had like all the Marvel tables. There were so many. There were like 4 different Hulk tables for World War Hulk. There were like multiple Spider-Man tables.
Did they have the Addams Family? Because that's the only one I actually remember physically.
They may. I don't know if they have that yet.
And I remember the Terminator.
They
one
do
too,
have one.
being crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, they also have.
There was a bunch of original stuff that they would do, like a Plants vs. Zombies table. That one was really good.
Cool.
And there was one that was like an RPG table where you could level up your character.
Level up your ball.
It was kind of like Monty Python-ish, where you were like a goofy knight.
Really?
Shit, I forget the name of that one.
That's cool.
But
yeah,
the recreations that they do of stuff like Medieval Madness, like all the real tables that they port over work really good. It's not quite as good as playing a physical table, but it's about as close as you can get.
Yeah, I've checked out Pinball FX. I think I've installed it on PC maybe, and just I think it comes with like 1 or 2 boards for free. And
Yeah.
I remember just being like, "Wow, this is wild!" Like they've really been able to like capture the feel of a. Isn't there like multiple angles and shit too that you can look at the table at?
Oh yeah, there's 8 different angles you can look at each table at. You can move the like digital dot matrix display from to the middle, the left, the right, and adjust the size. You can adjust a lot of.
It kind of is like the ultimate pinball game for people that really enjoy because I mean, I'll reiterate, my depth of knowledge in pinball is real fucking shallow. Like dive headfirst in
Real
and become
poopy.
paraplegic. Like that's how shallow.
Yeah.
So I think that even people that are really into pinball, like the physical pinball, I feel like this game would be really cool for those that are into that kind of thing.
Yeah, they have like online tournaments for high scores. There's like
That's
a bunch of
awesome.
different game modes where you can be like, how much can I get with one ball? There's a standard 3-ball mode. There's like modes where you have to reach a certain score within 30 seconds, and if you hit it, then you get another 30 seconds to reach the next score, and it like accelerates. So like there's multiple different game modes. You can play local 4-player and pass the controller back and forth like you're playing on a real pinball machine. Pass the controller, everybody takes turns with like all of these different dozens and dozens of pinball machines, both original and
Oh, yeah.
recreations.
That's great.
There's also another horror version that they call Pinball M instead of Pinball FX, and that has like a Chucky table.
That is my shit. Is that caked in, like kind of
with the
built into? Caked in? Is it
Caked
into
in.
the Pinball FX game?
no,
It's a separate
Pinball
game?
M is separate on my Xbox. It's a separate game, but it's the same game engine, the same Unreal 5 pinball game engine, the same studio, but they just use horror themes for that, horror movie
I gotta
licenses.
check that out. That sounds awesome.
That's really cool.
And I'm pretty sure you can download it for free. You get like samples like, oh, this week you can play this table. Oh, this week you can play this table. And then if you like it, you pay $5 and buy the table.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah.
I'm going down this rabbit hole of Googling different pinball games from over the years, and I found this one. Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games on SNES and computers, which had a pinball game on it, and that sounds really cool.
It's not.
Man,
I don't know. I'll play the Little Mermaid one over that.
That looks a lot better than the Little Mermaid
I've played that Timon and Pumbaa thing. That's not a good game.
Yeah, even my wife Cheyenne, she says the only one that matters is Space Cadet, and we already mentioned that.
She's not wrong. I mean, that sticks out to me like a lot, just because we were poor when we had Windows 98, and that was my game for a while.
Dude, I was looking at all the cool tables they have for Pinball FX, and they have one for Family Guy and like Bob's Burgers. They have 8 million Marvel ones and
like the movies,
yep.
Alien and Alien Isolation, and dude,
there's Star Wars. There's like a dozen different Star Wars ones. There's like one for each movie, and then
there's
like
a
certain
South
scenes
Park
will like have an entire table. Oh yeah!
Wow! Ooh, and Portal. Holy shit!
I might have to grab this.
Oh yeah, there was a whole video game expansion with like 4 different video game based tables.
Could have to buy some of these.
Coming soon, there's going to be a goat simulator pinball table.
I hope the goat is the ball. Dude. God, please tell.
The Plants vs. Zombies one was really good.
Man, maybe I like pinball more than I thought.
But as much this game is really good, it controls really good, but I do have certain complaints about it. On the Xbox, I've had it crash multiple times. And on the Switch, I've had issues with, I downloaded this on the Switch, pinball games. We're going on a road trip. I want to play these pinball games while I'm riding passenger seat in the car. But it would not load the game up while I wasn't connected to Wi-Fi.
Oh,
that's stupid.
And it's a completely downloaded physical, or not physical, but, a DLC game. I've got it downloaded. But it wouldn't work. It wasn't like a game that said you need to be online 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But the game would boot up, crash, it wouldn't open. When I got back home, I connected to Wi-Fi, the game would open up again. So I've had lots of issues both on the Xbox and on the Switch, and I am reluctant to buy more tables on this game.
That sucks.
I can't believe a pinball game would force you to connect online, man. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
On a much funnier note, much lighter note, nobody here mentioned Austin Powers Pinball on PS1, and I'm very upset.
Tell us how you really feel. Tell us about it.
I'm upset. I'm very upset.
Was that in the Pro Pinball series too?
I don't think so. No, it's just on PS1. There's apparently 4 Austin Powers games. Holy shit! It's a trivia game, Game Boy Color games. Let's see what else there is here. Pac-Man Pinball Advance. That sounds cool.
Wasn't there like a baby Pac-Man thing that was like a pinball game or something?
That sounds kind of familiar.
Half pinball, half video game. Kind of like, it was like a mini combo unit, kind of like the Super Mario Brothers pinball machine.
That sounds kind of cool though.
Yeah.
I'd fuck with it.
It's a novelty. I'm going to throw a couple quarters in if I see that at the arcade for sure.
Throw a few silvers in there.
Ooh, here's one. A fucking straw penny. Here's one from the Saturn. It's Digital Pinball Last Gladiators. That sounds pretty cool.
I feel like you could just say anything and I would believe it's a pinball machine.
I'm looking it up on... Well, it's a pinball video game, but...
You could be like the Jungle Book Cornucopia of Sadness pinball machine.
Oh, that was so depressing.
Raster Blaster. Ooh, Psycho Pinball. Yeah, we already talked about that.
Give me Leisure Suit
Police
pinball.
Sorry, go
What
ahead.
about real pinball games? Do you guys have a favorite real pinball game that you've played? Or one
Probably
that you
the
want to play?
Terminator one. That's the one I've played the most. I remember it was...
That one's got the trigger instead of the plunger. Maybe that's why you don't know what a plunger is. 'Cause you played
It does have a trigger. I do remember that now.
Oh yeah, it's got like the little gun handle. Yeah, I can't recall any of the ones I've. No, I think the last one we played was maybe like a Jurassic Park one. I'm pretty sure.
The old school one, or actually they remade it too, but it has the T-Rex that comes down and grabs your ball, just like the Thing did in the Addams Family.
Yeah, the Addams Family one was good too.
I'm pretty sure it was Jurassic Park. Or yeah, with the dinosaur head poking out. Yep. Jurassic Park pinball machine. Fuck yeah.
When I went to Fun Spot in New Hampshire, I got to play Hercules, which was Atari's final pinball table. After they made that, they said, no, fuck it, we're out. But it was a double wide. It was the world's...
Whoa!
It is the world's largest production pinball. Instead of pinballs, they use pool cues. It's like an 8-foot playing table. It's huge.
What the fuck? God, dude. Yep. Looking at images on Google. Yeah, this fucker's huge. That's like you could use that as your dining room table, dude. Holy
that would
shit.
be a good dining room table.
This was made by
it's a fairly simple pinball machine, but it's a cool feat that they actually made it.
I had no idea Atari made pinball machines, though. That's really, really cool.
I didn't either, honestly.
Yep, for a while they did weird stuff like the ones that had like 2 sets of flippers. They did shit like that.
I'm Googling weird pinball machines. Let's see what we find.
The first pinball machine to have flippers was produced in the UK when pinball was illegal in the US.
Illegal?
Why was it illegal?
Yeah. It was a gambling mechanic. They would have, before they had flippers, it would be kind of like pachinko where you would launch the ball and it would come down and you could like just nudge it to adjust where the ball goes. And like if it went into a prize pocket, then like you would win, a beer from the bar you were playing at or whatever.
No way.
Yeah. And so they said, this is gambling. You can't like give out money or beer for this game. So it was illegal in the US for years.
That's so crazy.
While it was illegal, I don't remember which company. It might have been Zaccaria that invented flippers. And I think it was the table Humpty Dumpty. And it had 6 flippers.
6?
Yep. There were 3 sets. There was a set near the top, one in the middle, and one at the bottom.
Could you imagine back in the day getting arrested for playing pinball? Like, imagine having that conversation with your grandchildren. Like, back in my day, they couldn't contain me. I was a wild card. I was out playing pinball when you weren't supposed to. They couldn't fucking contain me. I had a high score and they couldn't do nothing about it.
They're knocking on your door. We know you've been playing illegal pinball. Like, open the door now.
Let me see the indentations on your fingers.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one looks really cool. Safe Cracker It's got I don't know how to describe it. It's got Google Safecracker Pinball. I don't know how to explain it.
Twisted Safecracker.
Basically like a normal table, but it's got like other pieces attached to like doors on either side of the top part. I don't know what the names of parts of a pinball machine are, but it's crazy. It's yeah. That's it for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I came into this with the least amount of information on pinball.
Really? Do you got anything else for us, man?
With physical pinball games and video games, there's a Stern Pinball and their online achievement system. Have you played any of the new Stern tables? There's like a Led Zeppelin table. There's like Godzilla.
Ooh.
Stern has a bunch. Deadpool, Avengers, Wolverine, Uncanny X-Men. But what is Stern Insider? You bring up a QR code on your phone, and the pinball machine scans it, and all the pinball machines have achievements, like PlayStation or Xbox games, and it tracks your high scores and what locations you play the game at.
That's pretty wild.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at their website too. They have some really awesome tables. Yeah, they have Iron Maiden. I gotta go back. Yeah, the X-Men one looks really awesome. That Godzilla one is fucking sweet. John Wick. Jaws.
Yeah, that Godzilla one does look insane.
Foo Fighters.
I'd love to just have one of these.
The Foo Fighters one is kind of based on that. I still want to see that movie they did.
Oh, the horror movie?
Where they Yeah,
that's good. It's fun.
That's awesome. They have achievements for that, though. That's really, really cool. Oh, $7,000. Rip. I'm never going to own one.
One of these days, when I have fuck you money, when I'm like 75 years old, I'm like, now I'll get a pinball machine, and then I'll probably just die or something.
you're hitting the flippers with your butt, or not hitting the flipper buttons with your fingers, and your arthritis immediately flares up, and your fingers like curl, like peel backwards.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't like curled back fingers.
Me neither.
They're like my least favorite part of fingers is how they can curl back.
I mean, like your whole finger like curls backward.
Still gross. Don't like it.
It's still gross.
Still gross.
Mm-hmm. Well, anybody else got anything else to take us off this curled back finger thing?
No.
Okay. All right, man. Man, I thought I'd have way more to talk about with pinball, but it's cool to learn that Atari made pinball, then that Hercules one. I could probably just throw a whole like Magic the Gathering tournament on that bitch, fill it completely up with cards and stuff.
I mean, if anything, we have learned here today. We've learned things.
We've learned that Jerry's webcam just hates itself. It just keeps turning itself off and flickering and shit.
Yep, it sure does.
All right, Jerry. Well, let's get the hell out of here. Where can the listeners find us if they need to?
They can go straight to Indonesia and underneath a rock somewhere at coordinates X 7043 and Y 102. Or they can easily just go to the SuperPodSagaNetwork.com. That's probably the easiest way to do it. You don't have to. I mean, it'd be cool if you went to Indonesia and lifted that rock up and then give us a little like and subscribe to some of these amazing shows. But you can also do that on the website at SuperPod Saga or SuperPodNetwork.com.
One more time for the listeners, go ahead and plug your show and your socials and all that stuff.
Hello, I'm Willie from Grand Rapidians Play Video Games. Just search for that on your podcast app of choice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Well, listeners, thank you for listening. Leave a rating, slash review, whatever app you're listening on. Subscribe to the Patreon, $2-4 a month. Everybody say bye.
Bye. I'll give you one of those nice Midwestern bye.
Yeah. I do that every time I get off the phone. Bye. But okay, bye.